Hey guys. Wait, my phone's gonna fall. I have like the most ghetto setup right now because I'm about to make some oats and I wanted to talk to you guys. Hold on. Okay, so I just got a message and I'm gonna respond to the message, but I get these type of questions like often, so into detail about what the message was about because it's a personal topic, but I get asked a lot about like relationship stuff, and like, you know, couple goals, marriage goals. I think he needs a little bit more than me. Couple goals, marriage goals, like all that kind of stuff like that. And it's funny to even think that people would see us in that light, not because of how we are now, but I know y'all, it's like half wet, half dry, whatever. Not because of where we are now, but because of where we started. And I'm gonna do caramel apple. It is literally the best in oats, or if you make the protein pancakes, so good. So Corey and I met in high school when he was like 12. I was like 14. I'm kidding. We're 7 months apart. I'm 7 months older than him. But I'm not going to go like into our whole back story and all of that. I've told that story before, maybe another day. But I was crazy. I was crazy then. I'm half crazy now. A much more healthy type of crazy. And he was raggedy. Like, let's just be honest. Like a good person, like we were good people, but we were not personally developed people. So in the beginning of our relationship in high school, like there is no even need to talk about that. But when we got married over 7 years ago now, when you come into a relationship, usually what happens is you start trying to fix the person. You start trying to change things about the person that you're with, to make them more like what you think you need or what you want out of a partner. What does not happen is you focus on yourself. I'm listening to this book. What is it called? It's called like Inside Out. Everybody's approach to life is outside in, like fix the outside. And we do that a lot with our hair, our clothes, getting your nails done. We do a lot of things externally without working on us inside, our mindset, our attitude, our reaction to certain things, just overall like growth and development as an individual. We try to fix people and fix situations by, changing them or pointing out their flaws or making everything in our life, in our relationships that we don't like about someone else, instead of kind of really analyzing where we. So in the beginning of our relationship, it was just a lot of back and forth. It was a lot of, I'm unhappy with this, I'm unhappy with this, you need to fix this, you need to change this. And that's because I realized that like where we were was okay, but it could be better. And Corey is the type of person, or was the type of person, where if it's not broke, what's the problem? Like we didn't have any real problems, but we argued all the time because I needed more. I thought I needed more out of the relationship, but I really needed more out of myself. And because I hadn't identified that yet, it caused a lot of problems. Where he was like, I got my dream girl, but he was just, no. But he was content. Like he wasn't seeking anything more than where we currently were. And that caused a lot of friction. And so not that like, Herbalife, not that Herbalife solved all of our problems or But I was not introduced to personal development. I was not introduced to the idea of like working on yourself until I was introduced to this community. And what started out as like, yo, mom is at home, tired, insecure, overweight, not feeling confident, not feeling sexy, whatever. You know, what started out as a very surface situation, I just started on the products because I wanted to lose some weight. I wanted to look better, period. I wanted to feel better about myself. And for me, that was going to come from looking better. That's what I thought. And it opened my eyes and my mind and my hunger, my drive to like a completely different world. Because if you don't know what personal development is, like we were already working. I was working hard. I was in school 18 hours, homeschooling 2 daughters, cooking, cleaning, laundry, everything. He was working hard at his job, harder and harder. Like we were working so hard, but nothing was changing. And nothing was changing because we weren't growing. We weren't growing. We were not growing. And it's crazy because a lot of times we want to like grow financially. We want to grow in our careers or whatever. But none of that happens if you don't grow. None of that speaking of grow, like y'all, my abs are my biggest struggle area ever in life, but I don't work them, so they're not growing. And we want like all of this like growth in our lives. We want to like get better. We want our finances to improve. I want my abs to improve, but we were stuck. And we were stuck because nothing inside was changing. Nothing inside was evolving. And let me tell you guys, like, it used to be so much tension. And we were talking about this earlier, like on Sundays. First, it used to be like unhealthy stuff. You know, I would be in the kitchen cooking nachos or fried chicken or something. Because Sunday, he literally would sit in front of the TV all day. But then, you know, when I got on my healthy stuff, I would be in the kitchen on Sundays meal prepping. And he would not move. Like, he would be on the couch and he would not move. But I stopped focusing on what he wasn't doing, and I started focusing on what I needed to do for me. And that meant me working on myself. That meant me changing my habits. That meant when he was eating McDonald's, I was drinking my shake and eating healthy. And now look at us. Me changing inspired him to look and realize that he wasn't content either. He was complacent, but he wasn't content. He wasn't satisfied with where he was. He wasn't satisfied with what he was doing. He was settling. And sometimes we think that we need to tell people what they need to do and we need to show people, but you show people with your actions. You show people by being the example, by going first, by growing yourself and inspire. But if I would have stayed distracted on him, stayed focused on what he wasn't doing, we wouldn't be where we are right now. And I was listening to this sermon the other day, and it was talking about how some of us are fighting against what we're supposed to be fighting for. But if you get distracted by what other people are doing, if you get distracted by the circumstances, you miss the battle that you're supposed to be fighting. And that battle is always inside. It's always within you. Whatever you need to overcome to take your life to the next level, it's not around you. It's not in your circumstances. It's not in your situation. It's not in your spouse or your partner or your job. It's within you. And when that became my focus, I started growing. And when I started growing, life started changing. When life started changing, he started to realize, I want to grow too. Like, I want to grow too. There's more to life, you know. And my biggest thing, I used to like, man, you know, I wish I could just pay the bills. You know, I just want to be able to pay the bills. And we're so limited in our mindset that we don't realize that there's so much more to life than just paying the bills. But if I would have gotten caught up or stayed caught up, because I was caught up in trying to change him, trying to change his actions, trying to change his behavior, instead of, you can't control other people, but you can work on you. You can control what you do, what you don't do. And now look at our lives, and we still have so far to go. Like, we have so many goals, but before we didn't even have goals. My goal was to pay the bills. That was it, you know? And imagine had I stayed stuck in that mindset, had I stayed distracted by what he was doing or what he wasn't doing. He's retired. Not retired because he works hard. My man be working hard every day, but for himself, for his family, with his children, with his wife. That's what we get to do now, because I went first, because I focused on what I needed to change about myself to create a life that I wanted, that I would